I'd like to welcome Ken Gardner, a psychologist in Calgary, Alberta, who is going to demonstrate one of his techniques. And our colleague Lori Yasnik, also from Calgary, is going to act as the client so Ken can demonstrate his technique.
We'll call this the one hand, other hand technique. And if we were thinking as adults, we would be thinking of this as alternative thinking. So quite often as adults we talk about something on the one hand and then we think about something on the other hand. For children who might be experiencing some distressing feelings, this might be a strategy to think of framing a way for them to engage in some internalized self-talk. For children who are needing some kind of impulse control or problem-solving skills, this could also offer them a strategy. So I'll kind of run through with Lori a little bit here how I would briefly engage a child in this technique. I think what we'll see is really just the beginning of the technique of how you anchor the child to it, and a few bits around how I might language it and focus it for the child, and hopefully that'll give you a bit of a flavor for what we're going to do. So Lori, hi.
Hi.
I'm going to ask you to do a drawing on the paper, and I'm going to get you to draw or trace over your two hands. So one hand on one side of the paper, one on the other side. And for this drawing, which you'll do on your own, you can pick one color for one of the hands and then do the other hand in the other color. There. So there's the green hand. And let's think it for a minute. Was that an easy or a hard one to do?
It was easy.
That was easy. How come that one was so easy?
I think because I know how to draw.
Okay. Do you usually draw with this hand?
Yes.
You do. Okay. Now, we got to do the other hand. So that's going to be tracing this hand with drawing with that hand. What do you think? Do you think that one's going to be easy or tricky?
It's going to be tricky.
Tricky. Well, let's see what happens. It'll be tricky, we know. Might be kind of hard. What color do you call that one?
It's purple.
That one's purple. And this one's green?
Yeah.
So we got a purple and green. You know how we were talking before about some of the tricky feelings that come up? It could be a mad feeling or a sad feeling, but they just kind of sneak up on you. Well, we're going to think of this as the tricky feeling. We might use this idea and say, on the one hand, we're going to say what the tricky feeling is that we get. So I think you were telling me about the worry you get that mom will forget to pick you up on the bus at the bus stop when you come home from school. So that would be like the tricky feeling you had, right? And it would say, oh no, Mom, what might it say?
She's not coming.
Mom's not coming. She forgot. Okay. Oh no, Mom's not coming. She forgot.
She forgot.
She forgot. That's that tricky feeling. So let's go to the other hand, and we're going to try and outsmart this tricky feeling, but we're going to get a little bit of help. So on this hand, we're going to make this a real powerful hand. But to do that, I'd like you to design some kind of a power button somewhere on that hand. So there it is. Let's test it out. So let's go back over to the tricky hand. And on the one hand, yeah, you can put your hand down. And it was saying something like, oh no, Mom's not
Coming to
the bus. Let's go over to the power button. And let's put your hand on that one. And push down, because we're pushing that power button. Now we're going to try and get an idea to outsmart this tricky one. So when it says, oh no, Mom's not coming, she forgot me, well, it could be a good power button idea to say back.
She is so.
She's coming for sure. Let's take them both off and try a new tricky feeling. So what about in the morning time when you're looking around and you can't find your school bag? Remember what you're telling me about that? What's the tricky feeling then?
I'm never going to find it.
Never going to find it? Okay. So there it is. Let's put our one hand down there. So on the one hand we say, oh no, never going to find my bag.
I'm never going to find my bag.
Okay. Let's go over to that power button. Give it a good push. See what kind of power button idea we can get. What could that power button say back to that tricky hand? Let's see. Is it lost forever?
No.
No. Is it probably still in the house?
Probably.
It's probably still in the house. Has it grown legs and walked off?
No.
No. So it hasn't walked off and it's probably still in the house. Do you think there's a chance you can still find it? There's still a chance I can find it.
Yeah.
Let's give that power button a push. So take that tricky hand. There's still a chance I can find it. It didn't go away.
It didn't go away.
It didn't go away. Well, there's your two hands. So you can take them both off, Lori. So the idea is, on the one hand, we're going to try and catch that tricky feeling. And sometimes we might have to really hold on to that and catch it. And then we're going to go to the power button on the other hand and try and come up with an idea or a power button idea that really outsmarts that tricky feeling. The other thing about our one hand, other hand idea is you always have your two hands with you too. So you can always try and catch that tricky feeling and go to your power button on the